as a young man, didn't have a whole lot. So my attitude always has been to try to have a little more in life.
Right out of high school, my dad started as a truck driver for an electrical contractor in Davenport and ended up working there for 13 years. And after 13 years, that job opportunity got to the end of the opportunity. And so he and my mother then decided that they would start discussing what else he may want to do. My mother said to my father, "Jim, why don't you just continue to do what you know you're good at?"
When we started that business, it was like I quit one job and went into another job, and we never, ever once thought that we would fail. Failure just never came into our minds at all.
He rented a building by 5 Points in Davenport and renovated that building after work and on the weekends and made a small shop out of that, and that's when they started Koehler Electric in 1969. It was on Madison Street in Davenport, Iowa.
My wife, Marcia, has been an absolute wonderful partner with me. She's been with me all the way, and I had the physical side or the electrical side. Marcia had the accounting side of the business.
When my dad first went into business in '69, he did mostly residential service calls. He could see that was going to flatline, and that was all that was going to be based on that handful of people that he had doing that. His entrepreneurial spirit kicked in again and said, "Hey, I want to do more than this." And so then he started going after the commercial and the industrial markets. And that allowed him to get involved with larger projects, which needed more people, more equipment, needed a bigger building. And so in 1972, he went down to Central Park, bought a lot, and then built the building down there, and that's where we're still at today.
My dad did a very good job of passing the business to the second generation. He did a lot of planning, he paid attention to the details, and he groomed us so that he could trust us. And that's now his and our goal for the third generation.
His philosophy was always to take care of your customer, to own up to your mistakes, and be accurate, organized, and be engaged and execute. Get things done. Don't just talk about it, get things done.
We have always run my business with my family as a very honest business. Years ago, when people decided to go to aluminum wiring, for instance, I made the statement, I'll never do that. I'm going to stay with copper. Everything I sell will be top of the shelf. It'll be very good. We'll buy it at the best price we can and pass it on to our customer, but we're not going to take advantage of any cheap, easy way. We'll try to give the customer the very, very best that we could.
When I came to Genesis 18 years ago, Jim was doing double duty as a member of the Genesis Foundation Board and also a medical center board member. And he and I started working together right away on the Genesis Legacy Society. The Genesis 100 is what it was called at the time. I would sit in awe of him, and I would listen to him talk about his passion for Genesis and why he and Marcia had made the commitment that they did. And then he would make the invitation. And I think it was really hard for people to turn Jim down because his passion was so strong for what he was trying to accomplish.
I think my dad's mantra is that faith comes first. You know, Jesus Christ comes first. He believes in that, he lives it, and that's what I think his mantra is. And I think that underscores everything that he does and who he is.
If he was inviting you to do something that he felt passionate about, it was real. If he was sharing anything about the history of the organization, it related to his own personal values as well. Jim is simply one of the kindest, most compassionate, most grace-filled individuals that I know.
I've had the opportunity to see him under stress, dealing with issues, business issues, and he's always compassionate. Whether he feels like he's been wronged or not, he's always has a compassionate way of dealing with the conclusion. And I think that's what served him so well over the years, is that they know when they're dealing with my dad that they will be treated fairly.
I never allowed my business to come into my way as far as not honoring Christ in everything that I've done, and my children are the same way. And I just try to run a very honest and above board business and be honest with people.